What is up, YouTube? My name is Ash, and welcome back to the Warship, episode 2. In the last episode, we built the doghouse, which I am very proud of the little paw that I designed out of coarse blocks. In today's episode, we are going to be dealing with some symmetry issues. Now, when I first built this mob farm here, I had no idea what I was doing with this area, but as I developed everything around it and it turned into the Warship idea, I realized this is now way offside and it needs to be the center feature, sort of the command room of the Warship. So, as well as this mob farm has served, it's gotta go, and it's gonna be moved literally a dozen blocks over, but it's gonna look better, and when we develop the Warship around these farms, it's gonna become very clear why this step is necessary. And I'm gonna try to make some improvements to the farm design, make it bigger, make it better, because there is always room to improve, and it was one of the first farms I built in this world, so it's time to get this old one torn down and just pillar up right here. Sorry if you still hear little coughs and stuff. I have been recovering from pneumonia, which, let me tell you, has absolutely kicked my butt. Okay. I just thought about one thing. I'm gonna turn off the item sorter down here, so anything that we lose due to things falling into the hopper system, it won't get destroyed and we can recover everything, because I am a huge block hoarder now. I harvest every block that I mine, simply because if I if down the road I need that block, I regret wasting so many materials, and this is, let's just disable that. Okay. Good. Alright. Much work to be done. And this one doesn't have unbreaking tree or mending. This does. I was holding that in my hand and it didn't mend. You saw that, right? We'll start building out from here, because we were a little bit off with that pillar. No problem. Now, I don't know how much editing I'm gonna do for any of these episodes, especially because I do plan on making longer movies out of them. So if you do want to see an edited version, the movie versions will be made a lot further down the road as this world fully develops and these projects start blending together. Because I do have a very large plan in mind. I'm just not ready to explain just what it is just yet, because I think things will become more clear over time. I hate doing things twice, so this is low-key a little bit painful for me. But again, in the end, I know that the final design really depends on it. When I was in the hospital with my pneumonia, I had to sit back and think, and I had to ask myself the question, if I died right now, would I say I am happy with how I lived my life? And quite simply, that answer was no. And I meditated on why my answer was no. And the answer came quite simply through a TV show. And I've denied myself time and time and time again. I have lost all self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-love. And I need to shine my light unapologetically and be my true self, or I am going to be very sick. I would say I've had more enlightening experiences, more freeing, because in that moment I fully affirmed who I am. and I am a proud bisexual transgender woman, and I love myself. I've got so far to go, but I've come so far, and truly I'm grateful for every experience that's made me who I am today, because even though it hasn't been an easy road, it's been a road I was just born to be on. And after hiding for over a decade, it's emotionally wearing. And I'm truly tired of the fight. I've got so many plans, and I will never stop working at being my best self and literally living my best life. And my only goal is to make this world a more beautiful place. One compliment, one handshake, one genuine human moment. I struggle with agoraphobia. I fear going out in public places. And I'm done being scared. I'm done taking off my makeup because I was raised to be ashamed to explore of human nature. And for the first time in my life, I don't feel confused. For the first time in my life, I feel like I know myself. And I've just been too sick to shine. I've been sick for over a decade. I've been sick about half my life. I have several physical disabilities. I have seen and done things that will haunt me until the day I die. But at the end of the day, it was all where my sickness took me. And And I will still probably never get to realize a lot of what I want. And it's not gonna be for lack of trying, it's for lack of opportunity. I've learned to live with everything. And even on good days, I feel like a shell of the person that I knew I could have been. And I hope that I can keep getting better, fighting it, and learning how to live with everything. You see? Inventory management. Also, sorry for getting negative and talking about some of the bad things, but truthfully, I feel like things need to be talked about more. And oh my god, I wish I had my voice back, because this, I know, sounds god-awful and dysphoric, but shit, I am done hiding behind the fear. That's the moral of the story, and you know, that's why I felt so free the last few days. Because I'm done running. I do have PTSD. I have seen violence, and God, I am absolutely terrified. Some days of going out in public. But it's time that I live my life and shine. I reference a video that I made back in, I think, like 2018, 2020-ish, and the video was titled, "Who Am I?" A question I would battle for the next decade. But I didn't need to. I absolutely didn't need to. I should have just opened up and had conversations. Tough conversations. Because I've had those conversations now. And most of them went okay. Not everything goes perfect, especially when talking with family, but at the end of the day, everything is good and will be okay. And the freedom I feel from having had all the conversations that I've needed to have is the biggest weight I've had off my chest in years. And I swear I was living in a constant state of panic, and I can say for like the last 4 days, I can say I've had maybe 2 anxiety attacks, and that's going down from probably 20 to 30 a day. And that's if I ever truly calm down from that state of pure adrenaline. And I spend a lot of time feeling like I'm hooked up to a car battery. My pain, thankfully, God bless, is not that bad compared to what it was out in Pennsylvania, but it's still there and still a nuisance. But the misfiring and the feeling like I'm not wired right is just absolutely brutal some days. And it's made me realize that I do need to slow down and take care of my health more. I need to listen to my body, and I need to take better care of myself, because I definitely realize how weak I am, and it's only my hope that I can get better. I have unstable access to health insurance, so inaccessible doctors. So I'm pretty much just coping day to day at home as best I can. I do physical therapy, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, and I can't say it's as effective as medication. But I can definitely say, at least out here on the West Coast, where the weather's almost always ideal, I can live and be okay. I really feel like a lot of lifestyle changes have been needed for quite some time, and I'm in the process of making some big changes. Dietary. I am quitting smoking weed. I am going to keep doing yoga and exercising. I have dreams. I want to hike a mountain. I want to hike the Grand Canyon. I want to explore, and the way my body is, it might not ever happen. And I realized that you just work day by day. And lately, it's just been do what I feel I'm capable of, and then take a nap after. Because I know I am still very weak. Alright, empty the inventory again. Also, I think I'm gonna take a break. Cause speaking about limitations, I'm about hitting mine for sitting at the desk. So I will get back to this, and yeah, cannot wait to get the mob farm centered and moved into place for the final design of the warship. I've been giving it some thought, and I don't think I'm actually going to improve this model farm solely for the fact that I plan on building an industrial factory not too long from now, and I want to build a better XP mob farm for that. Because that is going to be a bigger, that's going to make everything the server needs to run. It is a massive factory. I am designing it in creative mode, and it is going to be the most powerful industrial district I've ever created, and I hope it causes issues on my realm. That's genuinely my goal, is to lag out my realm. When I do that, I know I've done it. we've got quite a ways to go. I'm about to wish I repaired my pickaxe beforehand, because now the only way to repair my tools is through smelting, which I don't have resources for at the moment, and trading, which I do have the resources for at the moment. So should our tools break within the next few layers, which I kind of think we do have another, we're fine. Between the two, we'll make it work. I should just leave that up there to haunt me. I should have been tearing that down the whole time. Oops. Alright. Well, I was wasting durability on my pickaxe for the scaffolding, that's for sure. Oops. This genuinely better be backing up in my system, or I am gonna be so furious. This is a lot of resources I'm realizing I do not want to have to collect again. I will. I might even have these already laying around, but it's already set aside for future builds. So any way you look at it, no thank you, please be collecting. But I know I shut that circuit off, so it's definitely not dispensing any more items. Oh no. Well, at least when I'm actually tearing it down, I'm not that worried about breaking it to get myself out of place. Nice. Well, aside from that, alright, we continue. This is the biggest Minecraft project I've embarked on since I have been sick. I am still definitely not 100%, but I feel good enough to record this game in increments, and you know, that is taking some of the not so fun part about being sick away. So in some cases I hate being sick, but sometimes it forces me to be creative and find my own fun. This is the last layer. Sweet. We are almost done. This is what you just want to do. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. We're almost there. We are going to be actually building it out of a decorative material because it is going to be thematic, as we are going to start shifting to the Warship textures. Finally, no more cheap cobblestone builds for me. Our factory will have everything we need to unlock creative mode in survival. We're gonna have auto crafters galore, and we are going to be farming any single farmable block all in one location at the next place. This warship, oh baby, this warship is just a warm-up. We are about to go mega, and I've got good news. Our friend Reggie is rejoining us on the realm, picking up where he left off, and that leaves me in a wonderful situation, and that is My castle is now backdated to when we lost the realm. I ended up building it on a backup copy of the realm because I didn't think I was going to get it back. Now that castle is mostly done. I've got the final touches to do. And we've got the realm back. So I'm continuing with the realm as it is. And my castle is going to lie abandoned. And we're going to ruin it. And eventually I am going to build a super collider, a replica of CERN, around my base. And we are going to trigger an alternate dimension where my castle is going to appear complete. And that is my long-term goal at the moment. We've got so much to do. And I am super excited for all of this. I absolutely love this world. It is my forever world. And I hope to be building kingdoms for a while. I'm not stopping at this one castle. That's why I'm not too upset about it. And because of mods, I will be able to mod my castle as it's completed into this realm, and then we can all continue on building palace after palace. And I've got a bunch of ideas for a whole 7 kingdoms type, and it's gonna be awesome. So you're not gonna want to miss it. I was wondering how long it was gonna take me to do that. I thought phantoms were turned off. Apparently they are not. And we got knocked into our own machine here. No big deal. We have feather falling, and didn't really do too much. Definitely need to eat, heal up though. That would be a smart thing to do. And then, yeah, let's finish tear down. Not too much left to go. the final tower. We are so close to done. And then we just have to go back to our base, get some building blocks that we will finally really, oh my gosh, you might actually kill me, punk. My gosh. Yes. We will go get the building blocks required for the new mob farm. And this is us officially disassembled as my dog goes crazy. Dogs are walking by. Alright. The goal is to be level with this, and we are. So that is this officially done. Okay, now that that's done, I am going to go get those building blocks, and we will be right back to build this centered. Alright, I am back from the mines, and I've got plenty of building blocks because our ship is going to be primarily built out of tuff. I've got our little hopper collection system started here, and nothing left to do but to build ourselves a mob farm. Now I have built this mob farm probably 6 times over by now, so go ahead and laugh at me if I make any mistakes. I'm going to try to do this without a tutorial. Nailed it. We can shut that off. Oh. Need to keep that one open just so we can modify the trident if it ever comes out. Okay. I did not intend to do that one. Can we get an applause for 1 heart? Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's get the other bucket and fill that up. I need my sword. Oh, there goes something. That's lovely. At least it was just my gold helmet. Wasn't doing much anyways. Bit annoying, but good sign. I'm holding shift. Are you kidding me? I was holding shift. Bedrock. It's been the bane of my existence while I've been building my castle, too. I hate this game. This is why you don't play in hardcore on Bedrock, because it sucks. Holding shift that entire time, you asinine game. God. I'm like so bummed. I know I shouldn't be. This has not been a survival-orientated thing ever, but it's just so frustrating. I do it to myself, but come on, you have to admit, that was garbage. Now I am even pressing shift harder than I've ever pressed shift in my life before. It better not do this to me again. Now, I realize there is a specific way to place this for optimal efficiency. Place a pumpkin down, see which way the stem faces, do some calculations. Yeah, I've never done any of that, and this farm seems to work just fine for my purposes. Maybe that was something you used to have to do, or I have no idea. But if you build this farm and you don't do that and it doesn't work as good as you want it to, try a pumpkin method. I don't know. I've run this design on every world I've had. Most likely a JC Plays tutorial that I followed, but no longer have to follow anymore because it is genuinely such an easy farm to make. Alright. I was not expecting it to do that, but I can work with that. That's gonna make getting in and out so much easier, for the time being. Sweet. Alright, layer 1 is complete. This lag is getting really annoying. And like I said, for those screaming at the computer, it's not supposed to have a gap. I realize that is most likely the way the farm was intended to be built, but I do think it looks wrong. I want to see what expanding it does. Like I said, I can always come back and put a ceiling on these pretty quick, and then that's problem solved. And we're just gonna mirror the layers. Is anyone getting sick of watching me build this yet? I think I'm going to finish this platform. And I think this is a farm that has been built well enough times that I'm going to do you guys a favor. And I am going to cut, and the next time I see you guys, this mob farm will be complete. Alright guys, it is done. We have ourselves a fully centered working mob farm, and it's working very well. Or at least it would be if I could go put the tridents in it and bring this thing to life. But as you can see, as soon as I stopped recording, I made all the mistakes. I flooded the farm, I flooded my iron farm. I had a fun time finishing the last 2 tiers of the mob farm. That is a lie. I am so glad that farm is finally built. That is the last time I will mess with it. And kind of just move on, because I am over building mob farms. At least this mob farm, because it's like the 5th time I've built it. I had a creeper blow up. It just was not a fun time. I can tell you that much. That's better. Pull up the back here. And then that did not mend. Whatever. Alright, I guess the last thing that we have to do is to hook this up to the hopper system so we can actually start collecting everything again. Let's go grab some hoppers and we can run that really quick. think that's gonna be enough, but thankfully we have some more iron and hoppers on us, craftable. Hopefully 27 will be enough. Also, I am feeling much better finally. You know, over the last couple days, I feel like something in my immune system finally just decided to take hold, and for the first time in several weeks, I feel pretty much back to normal. Oops. We'll go right here. I went sideways. I don't want down like that. Oh, it's working so well. I am so bad at this some days. There we go. We are now harvesting everything again. Awesome! But that is this project all wrapped up, and I am super happy to have this project done, because now it is time for total progress. And in the next episode, I am going to gather a lot of stuff, and I am going to actually start wireframing out the final design of the ship. So if you can't see it now, by the end of the next episode you will have a clear idea of what this warship is going to look like. I have a pretty good idea. I started a little bit, and then I decided I want to do it on camera, so I got my brain churning, and I'm ready to go on the next episode. So this was just a project that I had to get done. I figured I'd make an episode out of it because it is the centerpiece of the warship, and it was off-centered. and it is super centered now and looks perfect. I've got a little surprise for up top when it's done, but I'm happy leaving everything off here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hope you guys stick around and watch the next, because this Warship is about to be beautiful.